The Helix Midnight is an affordable hybrid mattress, one that we especially like for most side sleepers. But this is a bed that does a ton of other things well, too. We had a chance to put the Helix through some of our testing, and the results were, well, exactly what we thought, but also a little surprising. Let's get into it. All right, let's talk about the Helix Midnight mattress. Now, of all the online mattress brands you're probably familiar with, think Casper, Nectar, Saatva, Helix is maybe the one with the least name recognition, but don't let that fool you. In fact, in 2021, Helix joined forces with Brooklyn Bedding, which is a huge player in the online mattress space. Then, just last year, they also added the mattress brand Bear to their portfolio. So the point is, though Helix might not be the first mattress brand you think of, the company itself is backed by a ton of experience and a ton of money. Now, one of the helpful things Helix offers you is the chance to get matched with your perfect mattress. Because look, you guys, they have 12 different models for you to choose from. 12. So they offer you what's called a Helix sleep quiz to match you with the best choice based on some of your sleeping preferences and whether you sleep with a partner. Now, I went through the quiz and I matched with this one, which is the Helix Midnight. And I guess that makes sense. This is Helix's most popular model. The brand does offer mattress models that are a bit softer, some that are a bit firmer. So depending on how much you weigh and what position you sleep in, either of those might be a better fit for you. But the Helix Midnight is their medium firm model, which means it's gonna be great for most people. It comes in at around a 6 on our 10-point firmness scale, and it's priced quite nicely as well. It comes in at a marginally lower price point than some of its competitors, so you'll be getting a really great bed at a pretty affordable price. Now, speaking of price, check out the link in our description where we have some of the latest discounts on the Helix Midnight. Okay, so like we said, this is a hybrid mattress, and what that means is you're gonna get a base made from coils and then comfort layers on top of that. Now, specifically with the Helix Midnight, the top layer is a layer of memory foam, and that's followed by a transition layer of polyfoam. Now, these two layers are gonna work together. The top layer is soft enough to cushion your body, and then the transition layer acts as a firmer surface to help retain a healthy body and spinal alignment. Think here about not waking up with aches and pains in the morning. And of course, the core of the mattress are these coils. Like most hybrids, the coils are going to be individually pocketed. Now, the benefit of that is that they move independently from one another, which is super helpful at limiting motion transfer. And then the whole bed is wrapped in this cooling polyester cover. All told, the mattress stands about 12 inches high, which means it's gonna be no problem finding sheets to fit over this one. All right, well, we bring each mattress into our test lab and we run them through a battery of tests that we think are gonna matter to most sleepers. So here I'm talking about things like motion isolation, heat buildup, how well it performs for different sleeping positions, and so on. Now, at the top of this review, I mentioned that this mattress performed about what we expected with a couple of surprises. Well, the first surprise we encountered was actually in our pressure testing. Now, Helix likes to say that the Midnight is a great choice for side sleepers, in part because of the way it eliminates pressure in areas where it tends to build up. So think here like your shoulders and your hips. But when we laid a pressure pad on the bed and performed our testing, we found that pressure points did develop a bit more acutely in those areas than if you were someone who laid on your stomach or your back. Now, of course, some of that is just the nature of that position. You're obviously gonna put a bit more pressure on the side because it's less surface area. But look, our tester weighs about 170 pounds and they reported being relatively comfortable despite that pressure. So our recommendation here is that the Helix Midnight is gonna be great for side sleepers in that medium weight category. So think here between 130 and 230 pounds. But of course, as the pressure testing reveals, if you're a side sleeper over that midweight category, so over 230 pounds, we really do think you're gonna struggle to get proper support, and we think you're gonna experience a lot of pressure buildup in those areas. And if you're under 130 pounds, well, if you're a side sleeper, we think you should be just fine on this bed. But one other point here, especially though, if you're a stomach or a back sleeper. At about a 6 on the firmness scale, we really do only recommend this bed if you're a lightweight stomach or a lightweight back sleeper. It's firm enough to keep your body in a healthy, kind of even alignment. But again, if you're above that 130 pound threshold, we just don't think it can provide proper support for your torso, and you may risk having your spine pulled out of alignment. Of course, one of the many benefits of a hybrid mattress, one of the things people like about them the most, is that they don't have this tendency to build up heat in the same way that you might find on, let's say, an all foam bed. And our testing certainly bears this out. The coils in the base of the bed allow heat to dissipate. And while you do have a couple layers of foam on top of the bed itself, our testing showed that, especially when you compare this to a traditional memory foam mattress, you should be able to sleep much cooler. One of the other surprising things we found in our testing is just how well the Helix Midnight limits motion transfer. The gold standard here, of course, is memory foam. Foam is great at limiting motion transfer and any vibrations you might feel. That's why you see those ads with people jumping on a foam bed next to glasses of wine. When you introduce coils into the base of any bed, that tends to invite a bit more motion transfer. But our testing found that the Helix performed very well in our tests, almost on par with a typical memory foam mattress. Our testing team drops kettlebells in different areas of the bed to simulate motion of people moving around on it, and the results showed a bed that stayed remarkably still with respect to motion. So if you're someone who sleeps with a partner or maybe just a really restless pet at night, you shouldn't notice too much movement. Speaking of movement, we also tested how easy it was to move around on this bed. Again, foam tends to heat up and conform to your body, and many people really do like the feeling of sinking into their bed. But for some, that can be an issue, especially if you already suffer from challenges to your mobility. So as we tested the surface, our team found that it stayed fairly flat thanks to the durability of those foam layers and the coils inside. Now, what that means is you can expect to sink into the bed a little bit, but you should still be able to shift and move around on the surface quite easily. Okay, the final thing we test for is how well the edges hold up under stress. And this is key because a bed with weak edge support can make it harder to get in or out of bed, or it can kind of give you that sensation of instability if you try to sit or sleep on the edge of the bed. Now, what's unique about the Helix Midnight is that they've reinforced the perimeter of the bed, and our testing certainly bears that out. The coils around the edge of the bed are stronger and more resilient than what you see when you get closer to the center. What was interesting though is that it was only the sides of the bed that were reinforced, not the foot of the bed. I'm not sure who's sleeping near the foot of the bed, but there you go. We are nothing if not thorough. But look, a strong edge can be really important. If you're feeling a bit crowded on your bed, it allows you to use every inch of that surface without feeling like you're gonna roll right off. Well, we started this review by saying this bed touts itself as being great for side sleepers. And look, I think in our testing, we found that it is. Sort of, as long as you're kind of firmly in that mid-weight category. But in general, our impressions of the Helix Midnight is that this is a great bed that does a lot of things really, really well. It's also priced quite competitively too. As we said, this one is marginally less than some others on the market, but with it, you're gonna get a solid hybrid that will sleep cool, and it's gonna be a great choice for couples. If you're looking for more information on this Helix Midnight, or maybe you got your eye on one of the other 11 models they make, check out our full review over at sleepfoundation.org. We also named Helix one of our best mattresses for 2023, and with good reason. So if you want to check out more of our top picks, we've got a video all about that right here. Let us know in the comments if this bed seems right for you, or if you have a Helix, what do you like about it? That's it for this one. Sleep well, everyone.